Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be taking a look at Heimdall, and I actually stumbled upon this thing as a surprise during my Cavalier difficulty exploration stream, and Heimdall is actually like really fun with all of these aptitude buffs, just like many other champions, many other cosmic champions who can benefit from a lot of fury buffs or being able to generate a lot of fury buffs. Obviously Heimdall will inevitably start hitting quite a bit faster and harder. But there is another thing that you can notice about Heimdall starting fight 2 of the quest, and it actually made it kind of cheesy, kind of really fun, and that's why I'm making this video, because you know what? There isn't any Heimdall gameplay out there. And by no means, I don't mean to say that Heimdall is an awesome champion or that he's an amazing must-have rank up or anything like that. We obviously all know that Heimdall has awesome synergies. He does have some redeeming qualities, but without a doubt there are better cosmic champions available out there. I do, however, really like his access to True Strike quite quickly in the fight. Now, this fight in itself, I'm not having the greatest fight here. As you can see, I do butcher a couple of special one weights. Typically I'm quite alright, quite consistent with them, but today I don't seem to be able to play too well. So if there are some mistakes in the gameplay, then please be, well, gentle in the comment section. But aside from that, so obviously here we can see that at this point we are already at like 18 aptitudes, right? And with that, not only all our furies, the furies that we are generating, are much more potent, but Heimdall has another ability that I had kind of forgotten about. And that other ability grants him a power gain buff at the start of the fight based on how many buffs he had finished the previous fight. The trick here is, though, that it also depends on signature level, and my Heimdall is only either Sig 20 or Sig 40, so you could be gaining significantly more power if your Heimdall would be a high Sig champion. That's actually quite interesting. I should go back and test out my rank 3 5-star for some of this stuff. But all that being said, the point will still be illustrated quite perfectly here. And let's jump here to the start of the fight. We can see that I have an insane amount of power gain. So I'm going to drop a level 1. And by the time that is done, I am already at 3 bars of power. So basically, I'm starting the fight with a power gain that gives me 4 bars of power over a very short amount of time. And with that, you are able to pretty much establish Heimdall a lot quicker. What you want to do is you want to drop your level 1. Then ideally, you want to charge heavy attack before you drop level 3 to lock in that precision buff. And after level 3, you want to drop in another heavy attack to lock in that significantly stronger aptitude buff. And then in between here and there, you might want to drop in a couple of more heavy attacks to lock in furies. You can lock in up to 5 buffs with Heimdall, and ideally you want at least one of them be that precision, because Heimdall's crit rate is quite criminally low. But aside from that, afterwards you can just kind of do whatever you want. You can either spam level 1s or you can go for level 2s. But the longer the fight lasts, obviously, the more of those aptitude buffs you do earn. And we can see that that will, again, in exchange, significantly improve your power gain for the following fight. Will let you speed up like your own ramp up with Heimdall. And he can actually throw a punch towards the end of the fights. He definitely can. Like, this fight might not be like the greatest illustration, but we're gonna have some very quick fights. I believe we're gonna take down like an Ultron in 45 hits, and that's Cavalier level difficulty opponent. So I don't know, I found this as quite interesting, quite cheesy. We will also have Gwenpool boss fight solo here with Heimdall. You do not have those extra aptitude buffs in that fight, so that's going to be more kind of like realistic showcase of what Heimdall does and doesn't do, I guess. But still, so let's jump here to this Gambit fight. So again, as we can see, I started with level 1. I'm pretty much at level 3 already. If I had few more signature levels, I would be at level 3. The amount of power gain you receive at start of the fights depends entirely on how many buffs you had when you finished the previous fight. At this point, I got to level 3. I'm dropping that level 3 to gain another significantly stronger aptitude buff. I suppose it's not necessary to go for the level 3, but I don't know, I found it helpful. So now I'm going to bait out level 2 from Gambit, and we can see that I'm starting to build up these aptitudes, these furies, and I'm going to be hitting harder and harder as the fight goes along. Now 6k medium crits, obviously that's nothing impressive, but later on we're going to get to like 12 13k medium crits or like 8k non-crits with all of those furies, and that is a lot juicier damage output, definitely. So 36 hits in the fight, and keep in mind that several of those are the special attacks which you effectively got for free. So you have 12 aptitudes here. I'm just going to bait out at this level 1, and I think we're going to have a quite nice crit coming up. Or maybe I choose not to go for level 2 in this fight, but still, the punching power definitely was there without a doubt. Right, and now we're going to move on to Ultron, and afterwards we're going to fast forward to the Gwenpool boss fight. And yeah, we're going to see Heimdall throw some decent punches. Obviously, keep in mind, I do have Suicide Masteries active, and he is getting extra damage output and all that stuff. Again, I do not want to have any kind of like idea that I'm saying go ahead rank Heimdall, he's going to be hitting like a tank. No, that's not quite like that in most scenarios. The node combination here is quite heavily beneficial to Heimdall's abilities. But again, we drop level 1, immediately get to level 3, so we're dropping that level 3, which at the moment doesn't hit too hard, 19k. It's not too amazing of a damage output there. Just need to drop that heavy attack in order to lock that big aptitude. And now that I do have 2 fury buffs, I'm going to start getting third one and also a precision buff. We are starting to earn all of these aptitudes, so just spamming a couple of heavy attacks there in a row, why not? And yeah, we are hitting harder and harder as the fight goes along. There was a nice 10k crit here from Heimdall, and here I think I'm going to go for level 2 if I'm not mistaken. I hope I go for level 2 because one of these fights I had a very beautiful level 2 crit. Anyway, so we have what, 16 17 aptitudes now, 22k crit and a 46k crit, so not too bad. That was like what, 69,000 damage from a good old Heimdall. And here we have the Gwenpool fight. Now once again, thanks to the aptitude buffs from the previous fight, I do gain a significant power gain buff at the start of this fight, but this fight, the boss fight, doesn't have that cosmic node that would give me all of those aptitude buffs, so my damage output will be significantly lower. But I still figured it could be an interesting fight showcase. Here is Heimdall, because this is effectively how Heimdall would behave in an average fight. And the fact that we do manage to squeeze in that solo with Heimdall here, it's decent. Again, this isn't the hardest boss in the world or anything like that. But, you know, it's always nice when a champion who doesn't typically get used for like anything really gets in a bit of work. And yeah, I don't know. This whole fight with Heimdall and this whole cheesy thing with the power gain, it just quite honestly puts a smile on my face. And these are the type of things that I do like in this game, when there are some specific set of circumstances when you do find these fun interactions. Some champions who don't really get used can have a use. Obviously, it's still not the best option for this quest or anything like that, but the fact that he can be even relatively competitive under some set of circumstances is quite nice. I do like that. So here we have nice 28k crit. Not, again, too shabby for poor old Heimdall, who has been used only for his synergies. And now obviously we do have to deal with the life cycle. Now it's not going to be the smoothest takedown with the life cycle, but we're going to get it done, and we're going to largely get it done thanks to the armor break buffs and thanks to Despair Mastery, because I'm going to be able to shut down the heal for most part. So I'm just going to have to get in a hit rather than deal those 10% of damage. So here you can see with 6 debuffs, she hardly heals anything and she goes down. But that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Heimdall showcase. See ya!